tag team back again. Check and a let's begin. We're back. What did you do?
No, it overflowed because I chose the black Bruce Henry's mug and didn't realize how much it was overflowing.
All right, well, use one of the towels that are hanging from the rack to mop it up.
All right.
That's
Hanging from the rack.
hanging from the clothes drying rack in my kitchen. Nick poured some coffee and spilled it on the floor.
Gotcha.
It's all right. The softer side of the Highlands. Tomatin, since 1897, a product of Scotland. Highlands single malt Scotch whiskey. Dual Chaz. I'm pronouncing this really bad. Full Send TV. What happened to the podcast Brian and You number 4? What happened to that podcast is I got a strike for copyright infringement because the vaporwave that I was playing in the background was copyrighted. I didn't get a strike, but the video audio stopped. I'm like, they muted the video for that whole thing. So I was like, well, so I just didn't leave it up. I just took it down. I didn't get a strike. It pulled the audio from that because like one of those like, because I was playing audio from, like the Weather Channel from like 1990, but some of that still clicked the copyright infringement. So I was like, well, Bearer of Bricks says that you're feeling like death tonight, but have some money. Thank you, sir. Esker Outcome. Hey, Mr. Regular, any tips from getting over a fear of driving? I've never had that, but that's Nick sometimes deals with that. I like driving because I'm in control. But maybe you're wondering about other people? I say go drive some go-karts. That'll probably help you. Bourbon and virgin oak casks. Matured in combination of ex-bourbon and virgin oak cast. I cannot... Whoa, this is gonna be some good stuff right here. Nick.
What's up?
In the freezer, there is a small glass chilling.
All right.
When you come out, can you bring it to me? That is going to be my whiskey glass. Cry Wit. Do you like the YouTube channel Rick Rebuilds? And would you ever have him on the podcast? Is he from Pennsylvania? I've never heard of the channel Rick Rebuilds. What does he rebuild? Does he rebuild cars or anything like that? John says Mr. Regular got me into gin and tonic. Well, I mean, thanks. It's gin and tonic is a fine summer drink. Cactus Catastrophe. Hey guys, always happy to hear from you. Always happy to hear from you, Cactus Catastrophe. The Pennsylvania rain has made its way to Georgia. Non-stop rain for 2 days. Yep, the whole East Coast is getting it and getting it hard. Someone says they just got home from the work at the Tesla factory. You work at the Tesla factory? HEI 2K7? Oh, are you guys ready for this pop? Here we go. Ooh. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be really good. I can't wait for this. Hey, it's Burgundy Burnouts. Have you looked at Ocpath Traveler? It's peak 2D JRPG. And being on Switch means I can dump almost 100 hours into it even with how busy I am. I don't have the Switch, so I don't know. Is that a video game? 2DJ, JRPG. Dude, I'm on my 4th playthrough of Deus Ex. I'm going to do it without trying to kill anyone and doing it full melee. Oh, this is going to be freaking sweet, dude.
And I'm back with coffee and medium chain triglycerides. But first, let me finish this tea.
Oh.
It's not caffeinated, which was my problem.
You can have a sip of this. It's not gonna impair you.
Yeah. Tomatin.
Well, okay. I shouldn't have put the chilled glass. Is probably gonna mute. Maybe it won't.
Maybe not.
Oh, that's spicy. Oh, god damn it. That's freaking amazing.
Ooh, that's nice. It's got a little bit of bite to it. Oh, yeah. Tomatin. A very distinguished Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. From bourbon and virgin oaks casks.
Daddy Reiki. to quote a Matt Farah. John Sanders says, can't stick around tonight, but keep up the Lord's work. Thank you, John. Thank you, sir. Advice for someone had a question for you of how to get over their fear of driving. Jacob Shapiro says, advice for dealing with dealerships being a pain, i.e. refusing to detail a car well after you buy it. Fuck dealers.
Yeah.
You find local dealers. Not detail a car. Look, you can detail a car better than a dealership can, so forget them. I mean, buy from a small local dealership where the guy's name is on the sign. He cares about what he's doing. Unless you know somebody at the dealership and he knows you, I wouldn't buy a car from a dealership. Just sidestep the whole thing.
Oh, and as for the question on getting over fear of driving, I mean, because I had really bad anxiety about it to the point where, like, I just didn't drive at all for a while. And my big thing was that I kind of had to start small in that, okay, first you're just in your neighborhood, you know?
Yeah.
And then every little bit the circle widens, kind of like a reverse Fortnite type thing. And as the map widens, you start to realize, like, your anxiety is sort of lessening as your confidence in yourself as a driver builds. But the important thing is that, like, yes, you're going to make mistakes, but hopefully you're in an area where you have drivers who are driving under the impression that everyone else is a moron except for them.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you're going to learn a lot about how to be a driver, in that people, in looking out for themselves, are kind of going to be looking out for you too.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps to kind of get in that mind frame of, also, this is just another means of conveyance. Again, you know, it's...
Continue with this thought. I'm going to go out into the hallway and try to smell where this weed's smell coming from. I'll be back in a second. But yeah, my anxiety was so bad that, well, I mean, the amount of medication that I was on for my anxiety made it really hard. Well, not hard. It made it impossible for me to drive. So I wasn't allowed to do it for years at a time early on. But as I started to deal with my anxiety, strangely enough, through RCR, I started to be able to do more and more as a driver, and to the point where, like, because initially the reason that I didn't drive the cars was my anxiety, but now I'm driving more of the cars. I'm sort of, my experiences tend to be sort of as a passenger, or as a historical person, or as someone who's looking into jokes and trends surrounding the car, rather than any hands-on experience itself. But now I'm to a point where, you know, I can give that sort of opinion about what it is that I can get out of a car experientially, if that's even a word. But yeah, driving in traffic is very much a stressful thing, but I mean, at the risk of sounding kind of like pressuring, it's just something you just got to do it. Like, you really just have to get out there and start doing it, and hopefully you'll get over the problems that you're facing that are psychological in a lot of ways. Oh, what was that? Can you pick up that glass?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Guys, I don't know where that weed smell's coming from. The hallway just smells like home cooking dinner. It must be from outside or something like that.
Yeah. So let's see. I don't even know what the last question was, so I'm not really sure where we are in the super chat.
That's okay. Rusty Shackelford.
Did you ever see the episode where the real Rusty Shackelford comes back? He's like, I thought you died. Yeah, I didn't die. Our family just moved.
Is it? It's not you.
It is a clean shirt. It shouldn't be me.
Is it a weird? Is it like my residual sweat combining with this like French perfume I'm wearing?
I don't know. No, because I smelled it coming into this building too.
That is.
And that's
I
long
smell
before...
it right here, but it's not out in the hallway.
Well, it must. It had to have dissipated over time,
right.
But still, like, it's not coming from this apartment. It's in the building, but it's not really.
My poop comes from my butt. Decided to do a second gear. Is this the mic? No, the mic doesn't smell like weed. Is your hat?
I mean, my hat does smell.
Like your head. No, the hat smells like your head. My pants? Drink more.
Yes. So my. Oh, you were when you made that "my poop comes from my butt" joke. You were just reading the person's screen name. I realize.
Decided to do a second gear pull at a light in my Mazda Speed 3, and it was a 35 speed limit. I got 50, and then a V6
Mustang
decided Mustang decided to blow past me at 70, 80. We both passed a cop, and the Mustang gets pulled over.
Playing into the misconception, or into, and that was part of the thing about getting pulled over that bugged me, was that now I'm just playing into the stereotype of Mustang owners. Like, of course, I'm, I don't speed, but for whatever reason, I just wasn't paying attention.
You drive a red Mustang.
Yeah, and I drive a red Mustang, and it's easy to just be like, oh man, all those guys are douchebags. And especially in my town, they're a dime a dozen, so their ubiquity almost makes them hard to really spot. People don't really pay attention to Mustangs because they're everywhere. But here, not so much. Like in this specific county. Yeah.
Out here, it's PA dubbers, and I mean, if you have a Mustang, you have an S197, or is it S197, and you have it's a 3-valve thing. All right. Dr. Square says, today I learned that you can turn off the sound Accord, and he's referring to the Golf GTI, through the car's stereo setting screen. No wire cutters needed. Okay. Did you find? Is there like a YouTube video that shows you how to do that? I suppose you can just Google turning off sound Accord.
I have no idea either.
Sound Accord. That thing's the dumbest thing in the world. Freaking
James Steele. If On It sent you protein powder, it uses hemp seed. That might be where the weed smell's coming from.
Hemp seed doesn't smell like weed though. It's the crystal. Weed. I have some protein powder, but it smells like chocolate. Because it's chocolate flavored.
Mine smells like vanilla, and it has no flavor.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Derek Myronic.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Myronic from Canada. Thoughts on Ford announcing the release of the Ranchero El Camino style small truck based on the Focus platform? I'm all for it. I'm all for Utes, even though you never buy it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the thing you always want to see on a menu and you never order? Like, I hate oysters, but I like to see that places offer them.
Yeah, I think I've only had them once before in my life, but mac and cheese bites. You always want to see them on the menu, but you don't really want to order them.
No.
Or like loaded baked potato bites.
Yeah.
That are, because Arby's used to make those. And I had those a few times before, but not really something that you're going to order with any sort of regularity and hope to live into your 60s. So, yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm all for it. I like it. And I'm just learning it from you now, Derek. So, HEI says, I hope that someday Mr. Regular and the Roman come visit us at work. Till then, safe driving, boys.
Where do you work?
This guy says he works at a Tesla factory.
Oh, very nice.
Well, I mean, I'd love to see the inside of a Tesla factory, man. I mean, talk to somebody who knows somebody who has a decision. Like, you know, the worst they can say is no.
Yeah.
I'm all for doing that unless I have to fly to the middle of the desert somewhere.
It's also my theory on dating. Like, the worst they can say is no.
Yeah, the worst they can say is no.
Let's see.
I want to get someone to just get me some airtime in a Honda Jet. Because, like, hanging out, like, for those of you who watched me and Tony Airlines, it got me thinking of all the wasted years of my 20s.
Yeah.
Tony Richardson is made captain. He's a captain for Delta. And he's 26. Motherfucker. When I was 26, I was getting in trouble at Boscov's because I worked there for, like, sassing back to customers. When I was 26, I was peeling out in my frickin' Toyota Echo. Tony figured out at like age 12, I want to become a pilot. And everything in his life was an arrow shot to that.
Huh.
Like, well, I need to get good grades in math and this and this and this. I did this and this. And he went to a pilot school. His parents weren't pilots. There was no history of aviation in his family. He's just, this is what I want to do. And he did it, and now this is your captain speaking, and he's 26, and he flies a CRJ 900.
See, that's the thing, is that you kind of have to have that clarity of ambition.
Yeah.
Of knowing what you want to do from a very early age. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a million different things. I wanted an Academy Award worse than anything in the world. But before that, I wanted to be the Intercontinental Champion in WWE. Worse than, like, I didn't even want to be the WWF Champion. I just wanted to be the Intercontinental Champion, like, which is the step down, or like just one step below World Champion, because I loved what the belt looked like. And then, you know, after that, I wanted to be animated into an episode of The Simpsons, or I wanted to host Saturday Night Live, so I guess I got to become an actor now.
Yeah.
Or that type of thing.
I wanted to be on Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
I wanted to just present a book.
Yeah. It's all these things that, you know, I think Tony
Robinson.
He was
Captain Robinson, Captain Tony Airlines. By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt, but go to his Instagram. His Instagram is amazing. Tony Airlines on Instagram. The Instagram of an airline pilot. He is funny.
Yeah.
Like funny in like a serious way, because when you hang out with Tony, he's cut from a different DNA file than the rest of us.
Yeah.
This guy has no problems. His whole thing is a calm blue ocean. And everything in Tony's life is cool. Because he's wired different than the rest of us. And a person, imagine someone who just doesn't panic. Like, he's been in planes and he has had engine trouble. Not commercial planes, but just regular planes. I think he had a plane with the engine go out, and he doesn't panic.
Huh.
He's like, he followed this procedure. I think he had an engine fire. No, wait, he was in a plane and the alternator caught fire in the air. There was just zero panic with this guy. And I want a taste of what that is like, to have that much confidence in your abilities and all the things the aircraft is capable of. It's like, well, we do this and we do this and we do this and we do this.
Yeah. He's to experience being cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that idea. It's very much, you know, something he could be. And now people are sharing what they wanted to be when they grew up. Yeah. I mean, it's strange in that Buddy Holly was only 23 when he died. Whoa. Like, that's insane. Whoa. And he did all that.
Tom Waits was 24 when he made his first album. Closing Time, he's mid-20s. Holy shit.
He's going to be in the new Coen Brothers film this fall, I believe, which is an anthology movie that tells like a series of different like stories set in the Old West or whatever.
Anyway, Sexy Cheese. What instruments do y'all play? I play the drums. Nick plays a guitar. I know Roman plays a guitar, but there is anything else. I know Mr. Regular teased us with a little piano once. I can't play the piano. I can fake play the piano. I can do that move where you sit down at the piano and make like you're about to play.
Yeah.
I know one chord, and I can like play that and then play the individual notes in that chord. And I'll move like, you know, like someone taught me, like, or maybe it was you, taught me the basics of like, here's a chord and just move it up and down the neck.
Yeah.
And there you go. There's 90s rock.
Yeah.
I started playing drums in the 4th grade, but I'm not good because I don't practice. Even in marching band, like I'm that drummer who like I don't practice, but I can fake really well.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy, you know. Oh, we're doing Salute to America. Great. That means 4/4 music. Boom, chop, boom, chop. Oh, Sousa. Yeah. John Philip Sousa. Easy. But yeah, I got a Yamaha electric drum set in the other room that I hardly ever use, but I think I need to use it because I think I'm going to Truck Nationals at Carlisle on Saturday. You can come if you want, but whatever. I know what I'm going to do, and there needs to be a song to go with it, possibly a rap accompaniment, but we can talk about this at a future time.
Yeah. Rock and roll. Speaking of which, I got to get you this song tomorrow for the next thing.
I need to fill some space because Monday's review is going to be pretty short. So, and people are complaining like, oh, why don't you do the weird stuff anymore? So I got to film me, not like, I don't want to do the stop motion thing because we did that twice, but I need to do something else gross. I started writing some nonsense on that legal pad over there.
Yeah.
I told Bruce Hen today, I was at Bruce Hen's garage dropping off the Falcon, and I told him that I bought a bidet, and I told him like there's this moment you can relax and let the water go inside your butt just a little bit and then poop it back out. And it's like Joey Diaz, like you look cocksucker, you let it clean out the outside of the asshole, you let it clean out the inside of the asshole, you'll be strutting out that bathroom being all tip-top magoo, you know. But dude, like the sensation of like your inner asshole being clean,
Yeah.
give it a chance, man. Sometimes like you need a little help, like you don't want to strain. Well, like, dude, have you experienced pooping against the flow? Like you turn on the water a little bit and then poop against it.
Yeah.
You're being cleaned while you shit.
Yeah.
This is an amazing feeling. I think it's like crazy American anal retentiveness that they don't want anything in their butt lest they catch the gay.
Anal retentiveness.
Yeah.
Apt.
The Jacob Shapiro says, I was anxious about driving in traffic. I was terrified of fucking up in front of other people. Dude, most people are looking at their phones. They don't know what's going on. And then I got a job where I had to drive, which fixed it. There you go. Just repetition.
Yeah, it's muscle memory at a certain point.
Totally. Like I don't even notice. I've been driving. I get bored in automatic cars with the exception of classic cars like the Falcon because there's plenty to watch in the Falcon. You got to watch temperature. You got to know that other people, like I don't have safety equipment or at all. But so I think automatics work well in classic cars. But yeah, for my daily, I have to have a manual. I'm just bored to tears. But I'm so used to driving manuals that I'm not even aware of what my right hand is doing.
Yeah.
It just moves on its own. Unless I have to alter something. But I'm pretty good of like if I have to use the phone if I should. I mean, I have the Bluetooth going through that Crutchfield. No, that's a distributor. What do I have? I have some aftermarket head unit, and so I'll use my phone with that. But if I'm drinking, I do it with my left hand. So my right hand can alternate between the steering wheel and the gear shift as I go through traffic.
Nice.
Rusty Shackelford says, if you're going to imitate Raoul Duke's style, you should at least imitate his content too. I did it twice. It worked the first time with a Cayman, but it didn't work the second time. Cover off-road stuff, particularly dirt bikes. I don't know if I can do Hunter S. Thompson again. It was fun to do it twice, and maybe I can do him like in a bit of literary style, but I don't feel like doing the voice anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of the difference between old RCR and now in the sense that in-jokes that worked then don't work now because there are more subscribers who weren't around for the beginning to understand what we were doing then. Yeah. So that it's like when Harold Slavinsky came back, like no one got it because since then there were like 200,000 more subscribers who hadn't seen that first video and didn't get what the in-joke was. Like there's a post on the subreddit that's literally just Dan Arnott's face, and it got some upvotes, but it's also some questions of like, who is this guy? And it's like, well, that's an RCR deep cut for the most part.
Right. Someone says we're sitting too close.
Are we?
Well, if I sit over here, I'm like this far away from you.
I think it says they mean that the set itself is too close to like the camera, maybe. But that has nothing to do with the placement. It has to do with the camera because it's a different camera than we used to use for the when we first did the podcast.
Yeah, we did it with the camera that's in the laptop.
Yeah, but now we have an actual webcam that's like over there. So
is it like are you sick of seeing my Misfit sticker?
Thank you, Dominic.
Dude, Misfit. Thank you, Dominic. Yeah. Red Speeder 98. Why do you consider the 4L80E the best transmission? Well, I have to have Matt Happel on this. The 4L80E is a heavy-duty transmission from General Motors that in stock form can take 700 horsepower. Is it longevity? Yes. Tunability? Yes. What makes it better than the 4L60 or the new L60? Okay. The 4L60 is a regular car transmission. It sometimes shows up on cheaper trucks and cheaper Camaros. You put power, like if you get an LS and you put a turbo on it and you put it through a 4L60, you break it. It wasn't meant for that power. The 4L80 is a heavy truck transmission and you don't have to do anything to it. Put a shift kit in if you want it. That's all it is. People don't like the 4L80E because it's physically larger than the 4L60, and sometimes it requires you to cut the transmission tunnel to make room for it if you put it in a vehicle that never had the 4L60. But Matt Happel has all these jokes and memes that he puts on the Sloppy Mechanics website that people insist on buying like 3 4L60 transmissions and keep breaking them or trying to build them up. But for the price, you could buy like $100 4L80 from a junkyard and it's fine. But people don't want to either. They don't want to work on the mechanics of fitting a larger transmission in a smaller car. And that's what we did with the Falcon. Now the Falcon isn't running a 4L80; it's running a Ford AOD. There are 2 versions of the AOD. There's the AOD and AODE. AOD is analog. AODE is electronic. We didn't want to run a TCU, a transmission control unit. We wanted the Falcon to remain completely analog, so it's running the traditional 4L80E that uses a TV cable, which is a I think throttle valve or throttle cable that goes up to the carburetor for a kickdown. But that required cutting the transmission tunnel 1 inch, getting 1 inch more of clearance for the AOD to fit in a first gen Falcon. We didn't have to cut it. We were able to cut it just enough that we were able to retain the bench seat. We didn't have to go to bucket seats. So at a glance in the inside of the car, you can't tell that the floor was cut. It's 1 inch, and anyway, there's a mega shifter sitting on top of it. The 4L80E, I believe, can take about 450 or 500 horsepower before it breaks. The Vagabond Falcon has 200 horsepower, so it's fine.
Nice. Dan
Green. Work boat broke down.
Hey, maybe he's a shrimp guy.
Yeah.
Shrimper? I don't know what they're called. Or
Gen A. Work boat broke down. Came home early. Good to talk to you guys. It's been a little while. You guys wanted to drive the General Lee. Yes, I would like to drive a General Lee.
Yes.
I don't care about the flag or not.
Yeah.
It's a moment of contention. It is a racist symbol, but it's from a different age.
Yeah.
It's the 70s. Everybody was on coke. It's the Dukes of Hazzard. Do we want to give them a pass?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is kind of I don't know. As somebody who's like experienced racism, which is kind of, I mean, I haven't experienced to the level of the people that flag truly offends, but it's kind of like you can make the argument, you can make certain cultural arguments. I'm just not sure it's necessarily something that I'll just put it like this. I don't understand anyone who views that as a hill they want to die on. Like who, like in terms of defending the flag, I mean.
Yeah.
But also in terms of fighting it too. I mean, there are bigger problems than some stupid symbol.
Yeah.
Presumably. It was strange. I went to Hershey Park over the weekend with my sister, brother, and their kids. That they had with different people, not with each other, of course. We're not Pennsylvania, but or maybe we are. I don't know. In
strange
range wise. But Lynyrd Skynyrd was playing nearby. Or at least I think it was Lynyrd Skynyrd, like a reformed Lynyrd Skynyrd. Because didn't they all die in a plane crash?
I don't know.
And someone's running with the name. Might have been a tribute band, but I don't think it was.
So they were playing at the Hershey Arena?
Yeah, and or the outdoor one, like the state. I don't think it's.
They got the Hershey Bears Arena. They got a new hockey arena there, and then they have the outdoor one.
Yeah, the outdoor one.
Dude, I saw the spin doctor. I saw the Spin Doctors there in 1996.
You didn't even see them as a peak.
But we were only able to stay for 2 songs because they're the headlining band. Dude, the Gin Blossoms opened for them. Like that was like if I knew the peak 90s moment, we had Tom Mansell's dad. He drove us because Tom Mansell won these tickets from T102 because they had this contest. They played a song backwards. And if you could guess the song being played backwards, you won 2 tickets to see the Spin Doctors. So Tom recorded it with like his Apple laptop. You know, like early, before Macintosh. This was like an Apple, I don't know what, and he played it with a sound recorder and then put it in reverse and figured out the song. And he won 2 tickets and told the DJ and said, "Oh, I guess you cheated," but he won the ticket. They gave him the tickets anyway.
Yeah, they didn't specify.
So we were there at the Hershey Arena watching. We watched Gin Blossom's whole set, and then we were able to watch 2 songs from the Spin Doctors. They played Pocket Full of Kryptonite.
Nah.
And I don't know what other song they played. And then Tom said, like, you guys got school tomorrow because it was a Thursday.
Yeah, of course they were playing on a Thursday.
Yeah. But anyway, go back to your thing, Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Oh, yeah, no, they were just playing all the hits, but also there were people when we got into the parking lot, because it shares the same parking lot if you're going into the park. There were people literally tailgating this Lynyrd Skynyrd concert. And so I saw so many Confederate flags just flying out there, and I'm just like, this is a really bad look, guys. But again, it's one of those things.
But one of those things that the Confederate flag appears on their albums from like the 70s.
Yeah, what are you gonna? Well, I mean, one of them was the Confederate flag, and then it read "In God We Trust" on it. So it's, and I got very, kneel for Christ, stand for the flag type vibes from some of these people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, as long as nobody's, I shouldn't say it because rhetoric can hurt people and set things backwards. But for the most part, as long as there's no violence, I guess, and as long as nobody's trying to impede on anybody else's rights, then I suppose it's just that, like, I'm not a very political person.
Right.
So I try hard not to involve myself in, any of those types of instances that would invoke confrontation.
Right. We would have to address. There would be no way to get around not addressing the Confederate flag on top of a General Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we would have to have like a drone shot, or like, look, this symbol, this is a racist flag. But would I even want to say that? Well, this is a flag of a loser. You lost the war. Now, do I even want to say that? Like, the Confederate flag exists on top of the General Lee.
I mean, there are people who still call it the War of Northern Aggression. It's like, I'm sorry, but
it's.
What's strange is one of my favorite Broadway musicals of all time is Parade, and it's mostly about kind of the racism that spread from the South losing the Civil War and how certain people never got over it. And I'm wondering to what extent Dukes of Hazzard grew out of that.
Maybe. Because we view that flag as Northerners.
Yeah. We have a different connotation.
We don't know what this flag means to people. We typically see this. It's weird because we are the most southern of the northern states. I have to get back to these super chat questions. We are the most southern of the northern states.
Yeah.
So there are people rolling around with Confederate flags, and I made this joke in this video that you see it on Harleys. You see the American and Confederate flag, and I'm like, there's a bit of a duality here. I will concede that a number of people fly the Confederate flag for the simple reason it looks cool. It's an X.
Yeah.
It's an X with stars. All right.
Okay, yeah, great.
Yeah, great. Yeah, good for you. And enjoy your Dynaglide. It's moving on.
Yeah.
But if I grew up in the South, it may mean different things to me.
Yeah.
I view this as a racist symbol.
Yeah.
But that's me as a Northerner. To other people, it means something else.
Yeah.
Moving on with the review.
Yeah.
There'd be no way around it. Either we address it or we don't. JSB225, and this was at 9:17 p.m., so I know we're about a half an hour behind some of these super chats, but we will work our way through the stuff. Your social isolation of YouTube video really hit home for me in weird ways. I get this a lot, and that video meant a lot to me. Do you still feel the same? Sometimes I do. Like this week, I finished next week's review on Monday. Like, and this whole week, I'm like, the fuck do I do now? So, I sent a PM to Patrick George from Jalopnik saying, "You guys have got any work over there for me?
Yeah. Like,
you need me to go on the road with you a little bit, because typically I'm normally done editing the next week's video by Wednesday. So I got like Wednesday afternoon until Sunday, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday to do stuff. Typically Sunday I do the audio, and then Monday I get to the visuals.
Yeah.
So I got this time to just sit around and just, so I'll do like a Brian and you podcast where it's just me. But if, like, Jalopnik guys, if you go on the road, I'll be a producer for you guys. I need, like, a part-time job. I thought about doing something at the gym, or maybe even ask Susie over at Bruce Hens, can I just, like, sweep up or do stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I've been doing the stuff with the Appalachian Trail. I want to be around people. I just can't sit here. You know, you can only jerk off so many times in a day. So, yeah. Do you still feel the same? Yes, I do sometimes. Any tips on dealing with isolation? Get the fuck out of the house, man. The internet makes you stupid. You won't find solace on a screen. You have to go out and be with people.
Yeah.
Full Send TV.
For Roman, thank you for $4.99. If you do end up coming to Florida, would you want to drive my 1999, same as yours, Mustang, but is a manual V8? Would be curious what you think. Sure. Just email regularcars@gmail.com. I mean, I don't know when we'll be in Florida again, but you know, we look through the email when we're in the area we are, in the event that we need any backup vehicles, or even mostly when we're planning trips. Brian goes through the emails and types in, you know, the place that we're thinking about going, and sorts the submissions by location, and you know, maybe you make the short list. And if not, well, I mean, you could probably still come to maybe a meet, and I'll, you know, drive it then if you like. But yeah, just shoot an email to the Regular Cars channel, or I mean Regular Cars Gmail. So yeah. Burgundy Burnouts.
Hey, Burgundy Burnouts.
$10.
Having a drink for you, man. This is my drink number 2.
Octopath Traveler is a Switch exclusive made by Square Enix in the Unreal 4 engine. Also, I found myself playing my Switch way more than my gaming PC just because of the portability. Well, that's the thing, you know, Nintendo, their systems aren't trying to be anything other than gaming systems. They're not trying to give you anything with the computing power of a PC. Oh, may I?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
right.
why I handed it to you.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, your eyes just widened there. It was very nice. I wonder if you could...
It's like when she works the taint.
No!
Dude, sniffing it is as good as sniffing it. You caught circa sniffing the monkeys as good as eating it.
Oh,
Got to take a chance. Columbus did.
your Joey Diaz impression is steadily improving.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like if you were on Church of What's Happening Now, my entire expression would be. Of course, that would be like the meet in Chicago where I had like people following me all the time, and I felt weird.
I expected to feel weird, and I didn't because everybody was so nice. There was a guy named Xavier who was talking to me about his mom, and I could tell he was close with his mom, and I'm close with my mom, and so it was kind of almost like talking to another version of myself, except his mom was a car enthusiast, whereas mine, she drives a Malibu LS from 2002 that she somehow still has on the road. But yeah, I don't know. They become less weird for me, I guess, after a while. It's like an inversion of
CDB 979s. Mr. Regular, will you go camping with me in Wellsboro? Like Wellsboro, PA? Dude, I was up that way. I think I went camping up in Blossburg somewhere. Tioga County? It's beautiful up there. My buddy Justin Romali doesn't live up there anymore. So you're the only one I know. Go camping with someone from the internet.
That won't end up with you being featured on an episode of the Case File podcast.
Well, it would have to be like with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Invisofup A. Invisofupa? Ever since watching RCR, I've been hooked on Ham's beer. Oh, God help you.
Yeah, so...
Hams. Hams.
That's possibly the most random thing we've ever been responsible for, of getting someone onto Hams.
No, Hams.
The whole point was not to get on Hams.
Hams is a terrible... Hams is cheap.
Yeah.
30 rack, $15.
Yeah.
Cheaper than soda. Hams.
Just Hams. It's not even the RC Cola beer. It's like what? It's
Sam's Choice.
Flims. It's just a beer you've never heard of.
Yeah, Hams is like Bush. I'm glad you're having fun with Hams, man. Dominic Houston, next California visit, I have an 89 Dodge Raider. What the hell's a Dodge Raider? Is that a version of the Daytona? For you guys to check out. Don't call it a Jeep, it's the Raider. Oh. Is it like a Jeep truck?
But also, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. And I don't remember the rest of the song. 89 Dodge Raider.
Let's see what a Dodge
Ram Raider. How many football teams are they going to have?
Oh, that looks like a captured import. That looks like it has the lines of a Suzuki Samurai.
Yes. Let's see.
Or whatever Mitsubishi was using, because that was when gotta go back to Workforce 520. That was back when Dodge was really, really heavy and Iacocca was riding high.
Yeah, it's also the Mitsubishi Pajero.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Workforce 520, still stuck at work, rental car hell. Hey, sorry, man. We're having a drink for you. Hopefully I can catch you guys when I get off soon. We just got the new Volkswagen Atlas. The heck is that? It's pretty nice. Ascend competitor? Okay. Large SUV, possibly 7-seat capacity. Dude, when we do the Ascent, spoiler alert, it's like the car for rich mommy blogger, but not quite Mercedes rich.
Yeah.
But I wonder what that thing MSRP is for.
I went on The Bachelorette to amass more Instagram followers. That type of person.
Quinn Dickinson. Hey, Quinn. See you at Carlisle. Can't wait to go Saturday because it's my 18th birthday. You're only 17?
I was going to say, you're only a teenager?
Wow.
I mean that in the nicest possible way.
We said that the same thing about San Diego.
Eric.
Eric Pedersen, yeah.
Wise beyond his years.
Exactly. And also Captain Richardson. I thought he was like 33.
Yeah.
26. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be at Truck Nationals. So I'll be there on Saturday. Quinn, you have my number. Just text me because it's a big place. And I'm not going to have the Falcon because the Falcon's at the Bruce's. So maybe they'll give me a sticker so I can drive my Subaru on the lot so I don't have to walk because I'm now spoiled with Carlisle being so nice to me.
Will Robertson, $5. I'm assuming college is going to be way better than high school. Is it?
Yes.
Well, yeah, by several orders of magnitude. It's, well, I mean, first of all, because for the most part, parties, like, the thing about college is there's no hierarchy like there is in high school.
Yes.
You can essentially be whatever or whomever you want.
The reset button.
Yeah. Nobody's going to be getting on your case about, like, you know, that one time you peed yourself in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
That's not going to be following you around. And if for some reason you go to a party and pee yourself there, guaranteed it's going to be forgotten by the next week because someone else is going to pee themselves at the next party.
Yeah. And also, if you run into people from your high school that went to the same college as you, they're as bewildered as you and they're not paying attention to you. They're busy with their own shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's... yeah. But yeah, also, what were the tenor saxophones like in your marching band?
Rock stars.
They were the ones who were pulling all the, you know.
Yeah, your tenor, I mean, you got some serious parts there. And you're right up there. You know, you don't have to wait for the company front to get up in front. You're always up there showing off. I'm a bass drum. I'm in the back. Bass drum. I'm the roadie of the marching band. Oh, you're used to carrying weight. But I miss marching band. Don't miss band camp, though. I even hated band camp senior year. I just did not have my heart in it to do it. But all my friends were in marching band, so gotta do it. JSB225 again. Thanks, man. Do you think General Motors made the right decision when they closed down Pontiac? Yes. Especially after they started making cool cars again like the G8 and Solstice. Well, neither of them are GM of America designs. They could be really anything. I mean, there were obviously the Saturn Sky and the G8. The G8 is the G8 GXP is mostly a Commodore, so they could put any badge on it. We know what it is. Motors, the gearheads know what that is. Thanks for replying to my tweet earlier, Roman.
Yeah, he sent me a tweet about possibly covering the death of Pontiac for RCR stories. I mean, I'm still writing the one that I'm doing now. These things take forever. They really, 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 really do. Which it's, I mean, part of it is why I would never want to be an investigative journalist because full time, because those people are under stricter deadlines than I am. Mine are kind of amorphous deadlines that continually shift because I don't want to get things wrong. But yeah, it's something that I'm definitely looking into as far as future stories, because I kind of want to do like an on-off where one is about a person, one is about like a story rather than a specific person, one is about an organization, then back to being about a singular person again, you know, because I went like Lee Iacocca and then
are you doing a person or a thing?
I'm doing a person. I'm up to, because the last one was I don't even remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I want to say Isle of Man, but no, I know it wasn't. But whatever.
MH Taylor. Hello again, gents. Hello, MH Taylor. Ever thought of getting into another video format, like an aspect ratio? Reviews are good, but so are your vagabond videos. They didn't like the build videos. Build videos don't really make money. Give it some thought. I was at Bruce's today, and we thought about filming just antics over there. But if I do it, it would be for Bruce Hen's garage, and I'd maybe like make a short video on my page, like point, like, "Yo, go watch Bruce Hen," because Bruce Hen's garage is a YouTube channel. Yeah. But they're so they are so busy over at that shop, and they also had to fire one of their mechanics. Because he said he passed his emission certification test, but he failed it. Like he lied to him.
Why would you lie about something that could be easily verified?
And Bruce called the instructor and said, no, he got a 30%.
ugh. So he didn't even just like barely fail.
Nah.
He failed by ugh.
Yeah, no. It was probably like he was just guessing. Sam said, yeah, I passed it. And I'm like, no, you lied to us. Hit the bricks.
Man.
So now they're down to 3 mechanics. And one of them 70.
Oh, wow.
So it's just Jeff, Bruce, and Bruce's dad working on all those cars over there. So again, Bruce Hens is hiring.
Yeah,
they need like legit mechanics, and Bruce says it's so
from
hard.
this beautiful Bruce Hens garage mug.
Yeah. MC Riley, Pennsylvania will rise again. I didn't know we fell. I mean, we got our new cool attorney, like our deputy governor. The guy from Braddock, PA.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is as long as there's a 29-year-old woman named Shelley with a 15-year-old son and a lower back tattoo, Pennsylvania will always be around. We don't need to rise.
Damn.
We've never gone.
Sexy Cheese from Minnesota. I think that's MS. Or is that Missouri?
Missouri. Wait, no, I think Missouri is MO. Minnesota.
Mississippi?
Yeah.
My state flag has a rebel flag in it. I'm guessing Mississippi. In the South, we see it as we'll die before the government tells us what to do, and we pay dearly for it.
Well, I mean, they did die a lot.
Yeah.
Before the government told. Well, I mean,
and you died a lot, and then the government told you what to do. What? Again, Northerners, I don't get the. It's heritage, not hate. Yeah, but it's also hate.
Yeah, it's heritage. It's a hate. That's like saying, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's like,
please tell me why this is a positive symbol.
I love my house with the crumbling foundation. Yeah, but the foundation is crumbling. No, but it's not about the foundation. It's about the house. It's like, no, but the house is built on a foundation that's falling apart. Sorry, not the best analogy, but best I could do on short notice.
I mean, the clearest example I got from it was that Rich Hall's The South Will Rise Again, but it's about film.
Yeah.
But it's about like the only thing that's socially okay to make fun of is like Southern dimwits.
Mm.
And to the extent that if you want to even in casual conversation, when you do an idiot sound, it's always a Southern accent. And that's okay. So I imagine in all media, you're the idiot. You're the Lenny from Of Mice and Men, and you can never be more than that.
Well, there are just as many idiots who are portrayed as being, with the New Yorker or Boston accent type thing. My friend Carrie, we did an open mic once, and she brought her mother with to see her perform. And basically she said that, well, I basically said how I didn't know anyone with a Southern accent before because she's from North Carolina. Yeah. And I asked, like, do you think I have an accent? And they were both like, yeah. And I'm thinking, because I'm wondering what my accent sounds like to a Southerner, because I don't really think of it as a regional accent.
I wonder what my broadcast voice sounds like.
I mean, because there are Pennsylvania accents relative to, well, I mean, Frackville is kind of like a weird Minnesota type.
Frackville. It's
gotta
like, get Tom Mansell in here to do his character Frackville Joe.
Yeah.
Question for Nick. Love you. Have you thought of getting yourself a project car or getting a dream car like Brian's AW11 and Falcon? What would you want?
I'm gonna
go throw these away while you answer that question.
I mean, I never really think of in terms of project builds because I don't really have anywhere to put them. I live in a city where I park on the street, and it's really kind of not the best neighborhood. And so if I were to have a dream car, in addition to paying to build the thing, I would have to sort of, well, I mean, paying for the implementations to build the thing. I would also have to pay for a place to store it, which is difficult for me just because I don't really know of anywhere that I mean, Brian's lucky in that, like, he has an arrangement that allows him to use the garage that but basically I have nowhere that I can put my car that isn't street parked, which is why I'll never have like an electric car, just because it's like I'm not using house power, you know, or I wouldn't be able to use house power to plug the thing in. So it's just strange to be able to think in terms of me having like a dream car, because anything that I would want, I wouldn't want on the street.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, that sucks to people. Like, I live in college and I want to get a project car. Oh, that car's going to get fucked up.
Especially in a college town.
Oh, God.
Where people
Just wait till you graduate before you build a college car. Like, if you want a project car, buy a shit Toyota Corolla. Tercel. And just have fun with a $900 car. You're in college. Your car is supposed to be a hunk of garbage.
Yeah, we're not at that point in life where women are judging you based on what car you
have
or
a
don't
car.
drive. You have a car.
We can go to the electric factory in Allentown.
Yeah, half of whether or not I'm gonna bang this guy is, can he drop me off at work?
Dan Dunlop. I often have dreams of Nick saying delightful.
Delightful. Well, is it like delightful? Delightful, or are we talking like Matt Hardy? Delightful.
I think that's your general word that you use to approve of something.
Well, yeah,
like,
I usually say like that's delightful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is delightful
Yeah.
to be in the presence of you fine people on YouTube.
Yee.
It did the thing where it wants to rush you to the bottom of the chat.
Rush to the bottom.
That's a band name.
my rock and roll porn crossover.
Oh, there we are.
There we go. The man with the sauce. I showed up late. Are you guys drinking Tomatin scotch too? Yes, we are.
Yes, indeed.
Love the show and love your DR650. Yeah, we'll be filming the review, I think, this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So this
it's marked on my calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got some lightning outside. So in the event the power goes out and I blow another router, know that if this stream suddenly stops, it's because of the lightning.
Yeah.
Love your DR650. Yeah, I'm going to sell it soon. I've got a KLR 650 myself, and I love it. Yeah, that would probably be... KLR 650 actually has some wind protection to it, and the new ones are almost adventure bikes, not dual sports. They're good bikes, he said, touching his neck, because subconsciously he disagrees with it, because I think the Suzuki DR650 is one of the best dual sports, but he said that touching his mustache, because in reality it's the big red pig. Honda XR 650L, which is probably the best dual sporting in existence because it's strictly trail focused and it's terrible on the road. Yeah. I had and I didn't film it, but probably I shouldn't, because I think I touched my face. It's like
a tell.
It's a tell. I'm a terrible poker player. I should have filmed it when I rode my DR650 up over the barriers and onto the road in Centralia.
Yeah.
That would be a cool shot. Like on 61 until it stops and I don't stop.
Yeah.
I just take that bike and go boom over. I don't catch air. I just go boom, 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 over one barrier, over the second barrier on the road. But the police are kind of cracking down. But I was up there, and that place was a party up at Centralia. It was a Saturday. It was a beautiful day. There was tons of people.
Yeah.
And people told me to do a burnout, like as I'm going across, and do a wheelie. But the second I got on that 61 stretch of Centralia, it's so spray painted up. Paint is slick. Even when it's dry, it's like a smooth, thin film on top of whatever it's adhered to.
Yeah.
And I could tell that back tire was moving a little bit as I gave it gas. It was like driving on glass.
Yeah.
That wasn't good. I still had fun though, and I rode it around, but I knew that when I got into the mud and stuff, that a DR650 is really, in its stock form, is still meant for the street. You have to do some work to it before it'll work off-road. Whereas the LR 650 is even more street, because it has some wind protection, while the DR650 doesn't. DR650 compromised the bike.
The real Newman, thank you for $10. asks, if you're not feeling the Carlisle drive on Saturday, head down to Schwenksville for the Pennypacker Mills British Car Show. You guys are great. Thank you for that. Schwenksville is such a classic Pennsylvania type name for
this
a place.
Is drink number 3, and I think this should be my last one.
Responsible.
Because I'll probably have another one with dinner, but at that time there'll be some food on me.
Yeah.
So I am putting this on my desk. Sorry, alcohol. There we go.
But yeah, Schwenksville for the Pennypacker Mills British Car Show. Love British cars.
I am going to probably go to Carlisle because I know what I want to film, and I'm probably going to film the song or record the song before I go. So I know exactly what to film when I get there.
Do you know what the weather's going to be like?
Probably shit. It's a toss-up because every day it says it's going to thunderstorm, and maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Yeah, it was supposed to thunderstorm. Well, I mean, I guess it's going to start, but...
it started.
There's
out there.
2 hours left in the day, and they're making it sound like, well, maybe...
Yeah, it's raining out there now. Bullets. I need a new daily driver. Toyota Corolla. I was thinking of a Panther body or LS400. I'm 6'4". Okay. So not sure if I can fit in either. Mike Steinberg, who's 6 foot tall, drove Dominic's
his
Marauder, and now the motor for the seat adjust on the Marauder was broken, so Mike couldn't fit properly. I mean, he squeezed in and did it. The thing about the Panther body is it has a low roof and a high floor. So there's less movement, there's less area for you to fit than you think. So I would lean toward LS400. 6'4", you're a tall guy. See, that's a tough thing about guys who are 6'4". They're kind of relegated to pickup trucks and SUVs and like Ford Explorers. Not sure if I can fit in here or buck the cash up on a 5.0 F-150. Well, those are going up in price too. You know what? Find a guy with an LS400. They're all for sale. They're always for sale on Craigslist. And just ask, can I fit in this? And he'll say, yeah, sure. But if your knees are crazy bumping the steering wheel, think about what this thing is going to be like after 3 hours in this car. Are you going to like it? Man, that sucks when people are that tall and have to be relegated to SUVs and trucks. Now, there are trucks that are nice. Again, he said trying to think of one that you'd be relegated to a Silverado or something like that. I say go with the LS400. What's a really tall car with a tall roof where the seat goes really far back? Pontiac Aztec. I found the 3rd gen Forester kind of tall on the inside, but those interiors are kind of junk. Now the 4th gen Forester, that's pretty big on the inside. Now those are still pretty new, so you may pay a pretty penny for them. So that's my like newer car suggestion is a 4th gen Subaru Forester. Galactic Entropy. What is your evaluation of Ford now only building trucks and vans and the Mustang? They're still building them. They're still building the small cars, but only Europe is getting them. My view is that Ford did not provide a great economy car like the Saturn. Well, their Focus was fine, but their transmission had problems and there was a ton of recalls and they weren't making the money they wanted on each individual sale to dealers. So what they decided to do was cut the fat. When what they did is lay out a big red carpet for Hyundai and Subaru. You know, and Kia as well.
Yeah.
General Motors also they have their Trax. It's such a bullshit car. It's like Chevy Trax.
It's almost hard to say it in a way that doesn't sound dismissive.
Trax. I think what Ford is going to do is they're cutting weight for a fight, and when they're done, the small cars are coming back, and the small car carbs are coming back.
Yeah.
I think what they're doing is trying to weather the economy, and there's nothing wrong with focusing.
Yeah.
My dad asked me if I think Ford is going to hang around, and of course it is. They're not in the trouble that Chrysler is, where even their trucks are known for falling apart, and then they'll be passed around. I mean, Chrysler will stick around, but unless they come up with a small car that Americans want to buy, they'll be the American British Leyland for sure. Ford's doing fine. I mean, they're going to be a smaller company, but if they're more focused, they'll be all right. Check back with me in 2 years.
Let's see.
Burgundy Burnouts.
$5. Thank you for $5, Burgundy Burnouts, and all the other money I was a Bari sax player in marching band. Just a better tuba band director ended up putting the tuba player on trombone. Can they do that? Are tuba and saxophone?
How small was the tuba player? Were they not able to carry the weight of those tuba? Okay, are you talking tuba like they play it like this, like a bazooka? Or are you saying tuba like sousaphone? I'm thinking if you're doing it correctly, when you play tuba in marching band, you're holding that big motherfucker up here like this. Kabam!
Yeah.
Sousaphone, completely different instrument.
Yeah.
It's not a tuba. It's a sousaphone.
Burgundy Burnouts again. Thank you.
Oh. Double barrels.
Yeah.
I also found a VHS copy of the Pontiac documentary History Channel made. I had it ripped to my computer. It's on my channel if you need footage or info for an RCR Stories.
I mean,
take a picture of that, because that's your permission to use his footage in case we have a problem.
But technically, it's History Channel's footage, isn't it? Like,
right.
They're the ones who made the document. Well, I mean,
because ours is for profit, so
that's why I'm just like Wikimedia Commons. Let's look through all the free stuff. But
Oh, I think I like this more than the Glenfiddich. And this is cheaper than the Glenfiddich. Bullets.
$5.45. Thank you.
Because of the character limit, I would like to say that my current daily is a 2010 show. Very nice. After a year, I have come to realize that it's a piece of crap. Oh, what don't you like about it? Well, it's not... I mean, I suppose the engine would rev as high. I hope... Well... I'm sorry that you feel that way. Is stuff breaking on it, or is it just uncomfortable? My best advice to you would be to clean the car, like surgically clean. Like my Forester is clean for a 13-year-old vehicle. And if you care for it, wash it, clean all the brake dust off of the wheels, wax it. Not just spray on wax, rub it in. Show the car off in a Dodge Intrepid Owners Association way. Like those guys that I met at Carlisle from the Dodge Intrepid Owners Club of America. And I say that, of course, dismissively, but they really liked those cars. So if you're stuck with this car for, maybe you bought it and you're going to be with it for 5 years, there's this old short story that they had us read like in high school, and I forget who wrote it. And all I remember about it was there was like a reference to breasts in it, because like it was like an old married couple, or like they've been married for like 20 years and they're farm workers. And like most stories, it was a safe morality tale. But it's like the woman works in the farm and the dad works in the farm, or the husband works in the farm. But they're going out tonight, and so she's scrubbing off all her stuff. And by stuff, I mean bodies and hanging breasts. Like, they talked about boobs like twice in this. Like, she's scrubbing herself off, and this was a big thing. And the husband she really didn't like actually looked good when he cleaned up, and then they went out. In a way, that can be you in your car.
Yeah.
I'm going to go close the bathroom door because I can still hear the dehumidifier going in there.
Oh, that's what that is. Sorry about that. Someone earlier asked a question in the normal chat of what's a joke.
Actually, I got a pee, so I'll be back.
Oh, go for it. What's a joke on the Kia Sorento? Mine is, it's a car for a dad who's far too into varsity field hockey. Or alternately, it's for the mother who still believes Dr. Phil has all the answers. And if Dr. Phil isn't the one airing, then it's probably Dr. Oz. But, I mean, I honestly have no idea who's actually still on the air these days. Like, does Dr. Oz even still have a show? Does Dr. Phil? I mean, Lord only knows. And very nice Dan Dunlap, who makes note that he's a janitor and just found a syringe filled with blood. So, yeah, I guess some people are having a kind of crazy hump day today. Or I guess if you're listening to this on a different day, basically this was recorded on a Wednesday, so rock and or roll. Let's see. What is next? I'm almost afraid to touch it because I don't want a dad click, but there we go. I did it. All right. Ryan Palante, $10. Thank you so much. Hey guys, thanks for all the great content. Looking forward to the Chicago reviews. Nick, any plans to do an RCR series on Mazda and opinion on modern Mazda? I mean, modern Mazda, it kind of is what it is, which is kind of a cop-out answer, but I mean, what do you expect from it? Like, you know exactly what you're getting when you get a Mazda, especially a modern Mazda, which is kind of just doing the same thing that they've always done, but kind of a more ostentatious version of it. But, what's Ligma?
Where were we? Ryan?
Palante, yeah. And as far as an RCR stories on Mazda, I mean, that's another consideration. I'm always like under consideration of things to do. It's just they take so much time that I don't know. I try to stay just focused on the one that I'm working on. And now I'm looking up Ligma to see what this person, let's see, is part
opinions on modern Mazda. Well, they're kind of Ford, aren't they? A little bit. I mean, they're buddy. I know that they kind of put all of their performance pedigree into the Miata, which I'm fine with. But when I think of Mazda, like the rotary days are gone. Oh, it's coming back. I guess. Maybe. What Mazda made Mazda is to the Miata what General Motors is to the small block. You did one good thing. but like Ford, you did one good thing, the Mustang. Well, maybe the F-150. They have their flagship vehicle that people remember them for, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you got Isuzu. What did they do? The Trooper, I guess. Suzuki made a bunch of cars. No one cares. Well, they made the Cappuccino, but those are sort of like weird amorphous machines.
Sorry, I'm still looking up this Ligma thing, even though people are
I don't know
telling
what
me
this
I
means.
shouldn't.
Andrew Tumblower says, Nick, which JoJo is best JoJo?
Oh, it's from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because it follows generations of the Joestar clan. So there's a different JoJo for each sort of generation. I mean, I was planning on going to New York Comic-Con this year, at least one of the days, as Joseph Joestar, but like the old man version. And possibly the next time that I'm with my stepnephew, who could be a dead ringer for Muhammad Avdol. Like, that would be a great like team cosplay. But I'm gonna say Joseph Joestar, even though Jotaro Kujo is the coolest one. But yeah, Joseph Joestar, rock and roll. So yeah.
DC Catanoli, would you guys review the Swift 57 Bel Air? And that review would just start. California cheeseburger. Straight party ticket.
So I finally this is just random. No, I finally looked up Ligma. Apparently, it's a fake disease. See, I'm a hypochondriac, so I'm naturally going to look up things, even if they're very clearly and obviously a hoax.
Really?
But yeah, I mean, I'm dying from any number of things, probably. So. Well, not really. No, but you know,
I'm sorry for rolling my eyes.
No, it's all right.
I've eaten out of trash cans in my life. When I worked at Boscov's, the lifers for the like the old lady lifers who are going to work at Boscov's forever would get their takeout boxes from like Chinatown or whatever. Insert your Chinese buffet thing. It's the Chinese buffet. Who cares what it's called?
The Hunan Walk.
At the Great China Wall, you know, over there, they'd get their takeout buffet, takeout things of, you know, General Chow's chicken, because that's what it always was.
Yeah.
They'd eat 1/3 of it and throw the rest in the trash because that's some weird old lady power move. Well, I'd fish those motherfuckers right out and I'd eat them in the break room of Boscov's. Did I care? No. Did I get sick once? No.
Oh, wow. You never got sick once?
No.
Man, immune system on point.
Like, the only time I got sick from eating anything was the Millvale Neon. I was getting food poisoning from probably undercooked shrimp. I ate rice one time that had mold on it. Nothing happened.
How? That's
well,
insane.
I ate it out of the trash can out of the faculty room when I was a substitute teacher. Yeah. Had mold on it. I went to the school nurse and I said, hey, I ate some leftover rice that had mold on it and I am in trouble. And she was like, she was many levels of not having it. Like, over it. Like, well, your body has bacteria in it anyway. You'll be fine.
It's like when we
and
were...
I was.
Where were we flying that way? It might have been to LA, where I was sitting next to you and I'm like, Brian, my thigh feels weird. Do you think I have a blood clot? You're like, no, Nick, you don't have a blood clot. And so it's like, all right. And you went back to sleep. And
your leg hasn't moved in a while. You're fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's just because I don't have access to the internet. It's like, well, I mean, again, it's a thing that I talk myself out of doing, of like, don't listen to Dr. Internet where you have 5 seconds to live. And it's such a shame that you're knocking at heaven's door. But what are you going to do?
Human body is resilient. And the guys who drink themselves and don't die. Anyway.
Yeah, Ron White talked about, I forget what hero it was of his that drank to excess every single day. I think it might have been some writer. It might have been Hunter S. Thompson, actually. That guy, he'd probably still be around if he hadn't, taken himself out.
Yeah, he said he was like in constant pain and stuff like that. And it's like, well, okay, he was what, 64, 62?
Yeah.
And like, okay, now you can't really keep up with that hard charging lifestyle.
Yeah.
So then it started to hurt, but
yeah.
Anyway, Eric Stone, would you guys be interested? Send me an email. Reviewing a 2005 Subaru Legacy. We did like an 05 Outback like a million years ago.
We're now
station wagon with a 5-speed manual. I thought that was an automatic. I saw the Stager review and thought you might enjoy it. Keep up the great contact. Thank you for your generous donation. Send me an email, your make, model, city, state, and contact phone number in the email. And I'll add it to the file. I mean, the Legacy GT is like, hey, guess what? It has a 2.5 liter. We're calling it a sports car, and then everything has a 2.5 liter. Even my base model Forester, so of 04, like Legacy GT. Unless the GT had the turbo, but I thought they made an XT version of the Outback.
I mean, no. I mean, we're now at that stage where we can. Where we're almost like reconsidering whether we've actually done something like that before, and having to go back and we're
closing in on 4 years of doing this.
Yeah. Well,
here's to another 4, hopefully.
Yeah.
Adrian Records, do you ever think about exploring the abandoned section of the PA Turnpike? I keep meaning to go there, and I have a dual sport motorcycle, and I should go down there. I plan on checking it out once I get my Buick running well enough for the 2.5 hour drive down from Westchester. It's 2.5 drives from Westchester? Dude, that's far. Like, I don't know where this abandoned section is.
And abandoned how?
Yeah, and are you allowed to drive on it? Like, I've been sent emails about car meets that go up on this abandoned section of the highway. What is the legality of this?
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of wondering this. When there are certain roads that, those nowhere roads that are closed down and are not road worthy or not car worthy at all, but there's nothing necessarily to stop you from driving them, it's always a question of the legality of doing this. And it's, first of all, someone's got to notice, and then someone's got to care enough to do something about it.
Yeah.
But I don't think they have somebody out there necessarily patrolling this thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they do. I have no idea.
JSB225 again. Have either of you ever collected anything? I used to make model airplanes when I was in high school.
I used to collect movie tickets. I started in like 98 and then kept them all through around like 2010 of like every movie that I had seen. And then after a while, just the ink faded on them all. And so I'm just like, screw it, this is a stupid hobby. And it's not really a hobby. I don't even know why I'm doing this. It's just a weird kind of compulsive thing, or it's a vague compulsion of like, why do I have this ticket to the Mark of Zorro? Why do I have this ticket for Godzilla from 1998? It's like, why am I doing any of this? Right. And but that's really the only thing I've collected with any sort of regularity.
I do have a shoebox full of baseball cards back at my parents' house. But do you ever remember going to a baseball card show?
Well, I mean, the mall nearby, like the old Berkshire Mall, would always have the sports collectible weekend, where it's just a weekend of sports collectible vendors along the walkways of the mall, and so they would always have baseball cards out, and that's the closest I've ever been to any kind of a specific show for baseball cards, though.
Yeah. They used to have a baseball card show at the Fairlane Village Mall, and I bought one card. I have like 3 different Nolan Ryans. But it's like, who the fuck cares about baseball cards? I have like a bunch of nice ones. I have a Bo Jackson card.
Bo
knows. Bo no. Sexy Cheese. Back again. Hello, back again. Best car for learning to wrench. Oh boy. All right. Okay. Best car learning for wrench is anything American, because this magazine will be your friend. The Summit Racing Catalog. I'd say anything running a small block Chevy or small block Ford. There is tons of parts here. Fox Body Mustang? Excellent. Chevy Nova? Awesome. you know, a Mustang with a the straight six in it, amazing. Anything that can be completely built with what's in a Summit Racing catalog, that's fantastic because the parts never stop being produced for it. Any best car for learning to rent's also comfortable for me because I'm 6'2" and fun to drive. You are 6'2" and you are fun to drive. I know we're sentence structure, right? English.
It happens.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So you're 6'2" and fun to drive, and you can squeeze into stuff.
Yeah.
A classic muscle cars, with the exception, like Tim Strickler tried to fit in the Falcon, he couldn't. He couldn't fit in
the Falcon?
No, he could barely steer that thing.
Maybe it's just been a while since I've seen him, and I forget how tall he really is.
Yeah, that's steering. He's got long legs, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing about 60s cars. People were smaller then. So go for something 70s. I mean, still everything in Summit Racing. Anything that runs a Chevy 350 or Ford 302, Summit Racing's got you covered. Yeah. Summit Racing is the Amazon.com for cars. Galactic Entropy. We're coming up probably when we need to get that sign out.
Yeah.
As much as I hate it, because this is a great pod. This is a great stream.
Yeah. Quality stuff.
I still have a little bit of drink. Also, to add to that question, what did you think of General Motors closing Saturn? Well, I outlined it all in my Saturn video from the early days of RCR, like the pre-Roman RCR. It's just infighting in Saturn shut it down. I have an 2002 a 02 SL1 5-speed, and it's a great little car. They were fine cars. I mean, they were a world platform. Easy to work on, too. I miss Saturn, but Saturn only really worked because General Motors kept their grubby little fingers out of Saturn and let them be fun and funky. They were almost like an Apple version of cars before Tesla existed. Gosh damn, they were like a internal combustion Tesla. Anyway, I miss Saturn, but they are very much a 90s product, and we will never really see them again. Gosh, that first generation Saturn was amazing. Maybe I should buy one when I reach that certain figure in my savings account and I get to buy all the 90s cars I always wanted. Like I'd do it with like I do with motorcycles, where I just revolve, like sell one, buy a car, sell it, buy a car, sell it. Yeah. At the most, I'd be taking like a $400 hit every time I buy a car. This is fine. Ben Devine 666. Have you ever considered doing a review on a Chrysler 300? We will when the right one comes along.
Yeah.
I bought a Chrysler 300. I didn't know that everybody would think I'd be a drug dealer. Or even the 200. Yes, we need to do these both two cars. I have a 2017 Chrysler 300 you can review in Chicago area next time you're around. Regularcars@gmail.com, your make, model, city, state, and I'll save your email. They're still making the 300. I thought they stopped. I guess not.
I mean,
I ran into somebody. Gosh, I can't remember your name. I chilled out in your Chrysler 300 for like a while at Chrysler Nationals, just sitting. He was sitting there in his car just with the air conditioning on because it was a balls hot day.
Yeah, that was.
And it was so hot, you're getting that tired and slightly dizzy thing.
Yeah.
And just sitting in his car, like having I didn't even ask. I just started rearranging his air conditioning vents to just give me like I just wanted a facial of cold, and it was everything I needed at that moment. Bullets again. On the show, it's blown 2 motors and 120,000 miles. Oh man. And the drivetrain is losing it. Oh man. Well, I guess that's the kind of reason why Ford is discontinuing all the Tauruses. I mean, if they're losing money on recalls, like Fight Club, they've applied the formula and realized it's not economically viable to keep repairing these cars. They're just not going to have them, maybe.
Yeah.
The interior is amazing. I love it for that, but mechanically it's garbage. Gosh darn it. Well, there's your answer for why Ford may be discontinuing all their small vehicles. Because if we keep blowing them up, they just may not be using them anymore.
Yeah.
Corm Drone.
Oh, whoops.
It is 10:31. We may not finish until 11. So you might want to get that sign out just for a little bit.
For anyone arriving late.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not backwards on the stream.
Let's get a reference here.
Let's see. Is it? Oh, all right. So I got to hold it up louder. Or, higher. I don't know why I said louder.
Can you see?
Nicky Lauda. Here, I'll just hold it like this. No. There we go. Cord. It's fine. Let's hold it like this. Yeah, it'll be. Yeah. There we go. No longer accepting super chat questions. Currently wrapping this week's podcast up. There we go.
I like that sign. Something fast with the Saturn question. We finished that one. Ben Devine. Again, 666.
Oh, wait, no. It's the same question.
Oh, sorry. Bullets. The Shone has blown 2 motors. Yeah, sorry about that. Corin Drone. Do you plan on reviewing the Veloster N? Like what did they do? Did they put a new turbo on that thing? We covered the Veloster once, but I think the good move for Kia and Hyundai is to focus on the luxury market, because they did that really well with the Stinger.
Yeah.
That was a nice car.
Hey, you got a piece of tape that I can tape it to the back of the laptop?
I do.
Very nice. Sorry to interrupt the chat to get out tape, but hey, we're wrapping things up now anyway, so we're in end game.
You can guide me for this.
Yes. Very much so, yes. All right. Yeah, that's good. Yep. Rock and roll. I mean, really, I just should have written no more super chats, but I'm not getting paid by the word, but still.
Nope. Plan on reviewing the Veloster N. I don't think anybody's offered one, but then again, we'd have to say, like, okay, is this thing better than a Ford Fiesta ST? I don't know if it is. I drove one, like the one we drove like early on in RCR. I got to drive it again, and like it had a tune, and it was faster. It was also louder, but that was the choice of exhaust. So I think if I reviewed the Veloster N, I'd go in a little bit jaded, and I wonder how much that would dull the review.
Yeah.
Adam William. As I said to Nick in Chicago,
you should go to the Volvo factory in Macungie or Macungie. I honestly don't know, but I'm going to say Macungie, to review a truck on their test track. Jalopnik should have contact info. It's
Macungie. Well, Macungie is Pennsylvania, and the only thing up there is Blue Mountain Ski Area and a bunch of other stuff, and I don't know about a Volvo factory up there.
Yeah,
so I guess it's in Chicago.
Maybe. Well, I mean, it's a suggestion, so...
Yeah, definitely there will be more Chicago stuff. It's an easy flight from MDT to ORD.
Yeah, it's very quick flight.
Yeah. I should buy, like, donuts at the Dunkin' Donuts at the place. Like, what happened at at Harrisburg that someone just like left their post for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, they left their bag there for. He started to walk away. Well, no, he did walk away to go like sign in at a kiosk, and they're like, "Hey, man, you can't leave your bag there, or it's gonna get. You're just never gonna see that bag again."
Oh, I thought like somebody at Starbucks just like showed you around or something.
Oh, you're talking about that? Yeah, no.
Talking about Harrisburg.
Oh yeah. Okay, so when I went there, the cute girl at the Starbucks who was working, no one else was around, so I asked where the a charging station was, and she's just like, screw it, I'll come and show you. And so we had like a nice little chat for the 90 seconds it took to walk from her Starbucks to a charging station, and yeah, it was nice.
Oh, Harrisburg Airport is so amazing. Someone told me somewhere that Harrisburg Airport is just being subsidized by like the state or something like that. So they're not that airport really isn't making money, but it exists because Harrisburg is the state capital and like politicians have to fly in and out. Which is a bit of government wasting spending that I don't like, but it's such a damn convenient airport.
Yeah, it really is.
Now that I figured out that they run shuttles constantly to and from that overflow parking lot.
Yeah.
But also realize that that road that we walked on connects to a neighborhood, which technically you could just street park your car for nothing.
Huh.
But I wondered about the security of just leaving your car. And if I'm not a smart guy, and if I figured out realize that I could just street park there, I'm sure other people have as well, and I wonder if people fuck with cars that are clearly like parking in front of their house on the street and walking away from it with suitcases.
Well, what's on my mind is usually the street cleaning. So that's why I was glad that I got to leave my car here while we were in Chicago, because I know, no matter where you leave it, there's some kind of, whether it's first and fourth Wednesday or second Thursday, like every place has weird different street cleaning times.
Volvo is in Macungie, Pennsylvania, and it's Macungie. Really, there's a Volvo factory out there. Never knew that. Foxy454, not a question, just wanted to thank for inspiring me to ride. Got my 1999 Ninja 250R for the spring. Excellent, great choice of bike. It's the Miata of motorcycles, which isn't to discount it. The Ninja 250s are great. Ryan Palianci, what is your recommended all-around standard motorcycle for street riding? That is a Suzuki GS500 or Suzuki GS500E. They are both the same bikes, but for some reason, they changed the Suzuki GS500 to the Suzuki GS500E. You can also buy the Suzuki GS500F, which is a full-fairinged version of the GS500. A good amount of them are totally clapped out on Craigslist, but you can buy these bikes for under $2,000. They are great, and there's a great message board called GS Twins that tells you how to repair every goddamn thing about this bike. I've owned 2 of them. UJMs, well, they are good too. That's the like Japanese motorcycles from the 70s and 80s. Looking for a new bike to replace my Nighthawk 650. Oh, so you're used to power. Oh, well, the GS500 is going to be not as powerful and not as fast as a Nighthawk 750. It's going to be better handling than the Nighthawk. It's a lighter motorcycle. Definitely more flickable. And it is technically a standard, but it has more sporty riding pegs. So if you're on a Nighthawk 750, you're used to the pedals being right down in front of you. GS500, the pegs are going to be a little bit behind you. I love the GS500. I don't know if I'll buy another one. I'm probably going to buy the Suzuki GSX 650F, which is a full-framed version of the Bandit 650. But I'm still sticking with the GS500 as the best all-around standard motorcycle, even though it has sporty pegs. Give it a shot.
And
Nathan Zhao, closing out the night, 10:40 p.m. Nick's got to drive home. And I've got to eat dinner. Nathan Zhao says, $5, this is not a question.
It sure isn't.
What a way to end it. Well, thank you guys. This is the end of
Number 40.
what's this alcohol?
Oh, Tomatin.
Tomatin.
RCR Tomatin.
Yep. Have a very good night. Any closing thoughts?
Oh, no. Just have a great night. Have a great week.
Yep.
Even though it's half over, but that doesn't matter because I just want everyone to be happy.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yes.
These will be going up on iTunes and the usual places once we sign off. So,
Yep.
he just has to do his audio editing kung fu. So,
JJMs. Oh, yeah, I got to do that.
Yeah.
7741.
Right.
Be well, Nick and Brian. Be well, you guys. Have a good night. I'm Brian.
oh, and I'm Nick.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.